it's Mel. Welcome or welcome back to the Icy Cold Warehouse. Okay, I've got a few things that I wanted to chat about today. So, firstly, I got asked a question the other day over on Instagram by one of my subscribers, and I thought it was such a fantastic question, and I kind of needed to go into a little bit more depth than just replying through a text message, and so I thought what a great topic anyway to discuss with you over here in a video. And then also after I've done that, I'm going to talk you through some changes that I've made for my business over the month of June that seem to have really worked well for me. So I thought I'd tell you all about that. But first of all, this question that came to me was from a follower whose name is Kiddo. Now, Kiddo has an Instagram page. His name's Kiddo the One. He's actually not only a fantastic reseller, but a very talented musician. He's got all his songs out on Spotify, and I can see that he's giving it a real go on, getting his music out there to the world. So make sure you look him up. His name is Kiddo. But what he asked me was, what is the one thing you know about reselling that you wish you knew earlier? And wow, I sat there and I really thought hard about how I would answer that question. What is the one thing you wish you knew earlier about reselling that you know now? And I started to think about all the probably common things that I would answer, or maybe even other people would answer, and it's all the basic things like, oh, I wish I had a better SKU system right from the beginning, or I wish I didn't bring all those free hauls in that were full of rubbish inventory that I had to deal with, or I wish I never got my warehouses into a state of death pile and mess and chaos. And I wish I didn't buy all those clothings that were more projects than actual bringing in the profits, because there are sometimes you go and you buy these items and you go, oh look, it's missing a button, or it's got a little hole, but that's okay, I can sew it up. And it goes into a project pile, and then you sit there and you never do anything, and your project pile accumulates. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things over the years that I've done in reselling that I've learnt from them. They've been mistakes, I guess, and you learn from your mistakes, and you learn, you do things and then you learn not to do them again. That's all part of the game. But I think if there was one thing that I wish that I understood better or knew better, and I didn't realize how important this was in running a business, but this is my belief. I truly believe that when you run a business, only 20% of that business comes from knowledge and skill. And the other 80% is all psychology. It's all what's up here. It's all how your head reacts to things. It's all your emotions. And when you go into business, you don't really think of that as how impactful that's going to be on your business. If you can't control your emotions, if you can't get things right inside your head, it can really mess with you, and it can make business so much harder than it actually needs to be. So all of your emotions, it's going to influence the decisions you make in your business, how you handle problems. It's going to fuel your passion. It's going to impact how resilient you are in business, and it's even going to impact the success and the sustainability of the ideas that you come up with. So your positive emotions, your passion and your optimism, that's going to drive all your creative thinking, which is going to lead to your risk-taking and lead to successes and lead to trying new things. So your negative emotions, like fear and failure, they're going to hinder your decision-making, and they're going to slow you down. They're going to slow your growth. So the better you are at handling your emotions, the better you're going to be at handling your challenges, your setbacks, your failures, and the better you'll be at maintaining your focus and hitting your goals. I think as resellers, we do feel a lot of negativity. We get down about the roller coaster life of eBay. We get down when we have low sales. We get down when we get a negative or a neutral feedback. We get down on eBay when it's glitching like it is today, and it won't load my active listings. Damn you, eBay. We get down as resellers, and it's normal emotions, but it's how you handle those emotions, because when you're down and it puts you in such a bad mood, it's detrimental to running your business. I just think learning how to handle our emotions is just crucial. It's crucial for our mental health, our wellness, and just for preventing burnout in general. I mean, I am the queen of burnout. I go in and out and in and out of burnout. And part of the reason is I find it very difficult to manage my emotions on a daily basis. I'm up and down. I try really hard to stay neutral with a lot of things in my business now, because if I take everything to heart, then it affects me, and it makes the running of my business poor, and it sets me back on my goals, and it sets me back with everything. So I have to work really hard on that, and I'm not the only one. There's, like, most people have to work really hard on battling their emotions and trying not to overreact to things, trying not to get down about things that we literally have no control about. When I started reselling, I don't think I expected such a roller coaster of emotions. I just kind of thought I was in that excitement phase, and I just thought this is going to be so fun, and you kind of don't realize that it's actually hard, and it kind of looks fun from the outside when you're looking in at all the highlight reels on everybody's Instagram page and YouTube channels, and it's actually a real grind. But I just don't think I realized how much my emotions will play a part in how good I was at business. And I truly think that when you can learn to handle your emotions better, you can use that as a superpower to run your business. And I truly think that the people who take the emotions out of things, and they can keep some business decisions as strictly like black and white, set your boundaries, then you don't have to go through an emotional state all the time. You've got a boundary there to stop you from having any emotions about that thing. So I'll give you an example. When I first started reselling and I was doing books and I was creating the bundles, whenever somebody would send me a message and be like, hey, can you split that bundle? I only want 1 or 2 out of the book. I was always like, sure, no worries, right? I'll go and split the bundle up. Meanwhile, I'm frustrated. I've got to split this bundle. I've got to make a new listing. I've got to rephotograph the other one, and I'd get really frustrated about that. And then I'd be back and forth to this buyer. Once I got to the stage where I set myself a boundary, like, the answer is no, I don't split bundles. So for me, the answer now is always, no, sorry, I don't split bundles. Thank you for browsing my eBay store. Boom, close of question. That way they don't come back to me and ask me any more questions. I've closed them off. Thank you for browsing my bookstore. But the thing is, having a boundary like that means there's no emotion in that now. It's just simply like a black and white answer, because I don't have to think about it. I don't have to go, oh, but should I need a little bit of extra money, or, oh, should I feel bad? She's already got the other 3 books and she only needs 1, and I feel bad if she has to buy 5 for $40 when she only needs 1 for $15. No. That emotion now is, I don't feel bad about that anymore. There's no emotion because I've set a boundary in my business. So working out ways that you can level or eliminate some of these emotions, and always remembering that you can only control what you can control. It's just such a mental game, and I've done so much work, like so much self-development and personal development, and I'm constantly doing stuff to learn about mental wellness. That is a big part of my life, to spend time learning about that, because otherwise my mind and my emotions can take control and get the best of me at times as well, and they can for everyone. But I think going into business, knowing that this is going to be an emotional roller coaster for you, helps you to prepare for that. So when you come into situations, you start to recognize it. And then the more you get a handle on your emotional intelligence, I would say emotional intelligence is the word, the more you handle that, the smoother your business will run, and the easier it will run. You won't be focused on all this stuff that is draining you and taking so much emotional energy, because of a lot of things in our business just needs to be systems and operations that are just done. Wham, bam, 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 like that. Like, they don't need this emotional decisions and this emotional energy that we sometimes put into things that's not necessary. So reselling is full of challenges and setbacks. So just don't be hard on yourself, give yourself grace, be kind to yourself, and don't compare yourself to others, because I just wish that I hadn't wasted so much energy. It drains you. I wish I'd had better control of my emotions. I can just look back now and I think I wasted so much time being frustrated at those certain things, or angry at people, or comparing myself to other people that I felt like I had to be at the same level as. No, I've only got to compare myself to me every single day, nobody else. This is my life. I only have to compare. As long as I'm getting better and I keep growing and I've got personal growth, that's all that matters. So yeah, emotions, psychology, learn about it. Honestly, I don't think you can run a business without understanding a little bit about how it all works, because knowledge and skill, it's only going to get you so far. Psychology and having emotional intelligence and awareness, that is what's going to take you up to the next level. So practice your positive self-talk. Challenge yourself on your critical self-talk. When you start mentally talking critically to yourself, challenge yourself on that. Really dig deep and challenge yourself on why you're talking in such a negative way to yourself. Focus on your strengths and your wins instead of dwelling on the mistakes. Just remember, we all learn from our mistakes. We get better from our mistakes. The other thing to do is to prioritize doing the things that actually spark joy, selling things that you actually like doing. Like in business, you've got to enjoy it to make it work. We're in this for the long haul. We've got to be doing something that we like and that we love, and selling things that we like. So, really focus on doing those things that spark joy in your life. Set some realistic goals. The biggest thing I see about resellers as well is they're not setting realistic goals. Make sure your expectations on yourself are realistic, because you don't want to just keep setting yourself up to fail. It's got to have realistic goals and realistic expectations of what you can achieve in the time that you have. So be flexible and be honest about your limitations on what you can and can't do. Like, be honest about those. Surround yourself with positive people. It will truly help your emotions when you are in the company of other people who are positive and uplifted and full of energy. So in short, resellers who recognize the significance of their emotions and the part that they play in running a business are going to be better equipped for being able to ride out the roller coaster of running a business, the roller coaster of eBay, the roller coaster of 1 week your pay is really down and 1 week your pay is really high. You're going to be so much better equipped to handle all these emotions. The emotions of jealousy. Somebody else is doing better than you while your sales are shit and somebody else's are great. Like that, the more you understand your emotions, the better you're going to be able to equip at that, and the better you're going to be able to just get up the next day and keep following your systems and your processes and keep working on building your business and meeting your goals and focusing on that growth. That is my thoughts. Can you see why I couldn't put that into a text message? I was like, I can't just say that. I can't just write. The biggest thing that I wish I knew earlier was that 20% of it is knowledge and skill, and the other 80% of it here is all like mind control and psychology and emotions and emotional intelligence, because it sounds daft, but it's not. It is just, there's so much more that's required from you in running a business than knowledge and skill. It's just that's such a small part of it. We can all learn knowledge and skill. It's hard to battle the mind. It's really, really hard. 2 quick things before I go and recap how my month was. 1, thank you very much to Judy. She sent me this awesome beanie, which I will say is 10 times warmer than the grey one that I've been wearing in here. And another thing, over to Scott. Scott sent me this jacket. Beautiful, warm, it's got pockets, but it's got this beautiful fleece lining underneath it. And this jacket today has been so much warmer. Combined with this beanie, this jacket, and a new pair of gloves, I am as warm as toast in here today. So thank you so much, guys, for thinking of me and sending me those to my PO box. I appreciate you. So let me tell you about the changes I made for June. So I'm just going to go back a little bit first. So going back to Q1, January, February, March, I had my best quarter that I've ever had on eBay. I think my sales were just under the 50,000 mark, 49,000 or 49,500. I didn't quite hit that 50,000 number, which was a little bit depressing at the time. It was one of those emotions that I was dealing with because I so desperately wanted to hit my 50,000. So I was working really, really hard on eBay. So what ended up happening was in May, my sales dropped down a little bit. But I was feeling very frustrated. I was frustrated that not only was I dropping a little bit in my sales, but I was also frustrated that I wasn't getting any videos made. I was like, YouTube is what I love. That is where my passion lies, helping you guys, motivating you guys, just the whole video process I absolutely love. I just fuels so much inside me. I feel passionate about it. I enjoy doing it, and I'm happy when I'm making videos. And when I'm just pushing eBay all the time, I find it a bit of, I don't love it as much. It's a bit like a spreadsheet to me. It's a bit more of a chore, and I just don't love all eBay and no YouTube. Quite frankly, if I didn't do YouTube, I'm not sure if I would still be doing eBay. I'd probably be bored of that and moved on to something new, because that's what happens to me. I get bored very easily when I'm doing the same thing, and I like to try to change things up all the time. And with YouTube, I get to embrace that, and I get every single video I make can be totally different. I can make whatever I feel like. I can be as creative as I want, or I can just do different things every single day. Every video is different or on a different topic, and I love that. So I was feeling, by the end of May came, I was feeling extremely frustrated, and I said to Tom, I've been focusing so hard on my eBay that I haven't been doing what I love, and what I love is doing videos. So I want to try and change things up a little bit, and I want to be able to have more time to make my videos, but to do that I can't do the same level of eBay that I've been doing. So I thought about a plan, and I decided one thing that I'm good at is hyper-focusing, and I'm good at having days where I challenge myself and do hundreds of listings. That's not a problem for me. What is a problem and a challenge for me, and what I find really hard in my daily life, is to do consistent daily listings. I'm not good at it. I always fail at it. Then I always feel down on myself for failing. There goes the psychological effects of emotions. But that's what happens to me, and I don't work very well in that state. I'm constantly feeling down at myself because I'm not hitting my daily goals or doing what I've set out to achieve. So this time I decided to go into one of my hyper-focused modes where for a couple of days all I did was list. But instead of listing them all into my store like I normally would, I scheduled them. So what I did was I cut down the number, and I scheduled out 10 a day, every single day, for the month of June. I can't tell you how much relief that gave me over the month. On the days when I was busy, on the days that I couldn't get other stuff done, on the days that I know normally I would have skipped my listing, I didn't have to feel bad about it. I knew that I had 10 listings going down every single morning. One that worked amazing. And now that it's coming up to the end of June, my listings run out tomorrow, and I've got no more listings. So what I do have though is a whole lot of photos that are here waiting for me to photograph to do another batch listing day. And that's exactly what I did for the month before. I made a video where I cleaned up my warehouse and had to spend like the whole weekend doing photos, and then those were the photos that I listed to last me for those few weeks. But I think doing that works better for my personality. This month, I felt like the only thing I had to do on eBay all month was pick and pack. I felt like I hardly had to do, and I went out sourcing, but I've sourced enough now here to do a batch photo load so that I can now schedule out ready for the month ahead and have all the inventory here that I've bought over June is now ready to schedule out for July. And then all the inventory I buy in July, I can bulk up again and leave it till I do a big batch day, and then I can schedule that all out for August. And I think that's going to be a better system for me. I'll give it a go for another month, and I'll just see how it goes, because I think you need a few months worth of data to know if something's really worked. But I feel so much more positive after doing that. And I'll tell you something else. My sales from June to May are up 27%. And the only thing that I've done different is to consistently list 10 items a day at 8 o'clock in the morning every single day. So for May, I was just listing whenever I could. I would always list more than 10, but I wasn't listing every single day. I was just like, whenever I can, 20, 30, 40, whatever it was, and I would list and I was listing, but I wasn't consistent every single day. And that consistency has taken my sales up 27% for this month. And I feel like I've barely had to work. Feel like it was the easiest month on eBay that I've ever had. It wasn't the easiest month for YouTube, because It's a lot of work making all the videos. But in terms of actual eBay, I felt like I had the easiest month I've ever had. So, woo. So that's just, I feel great about that. So that's what I'm going in to do now. For these next couple of days, they're going to be spent this next week, first week or whatever, a few days, as quick as I can, basically, focusing on getting my items photographed and then having that batch day where I just do one big day where I sit at home in my pajamas and I list and I list and I list. So yeah, that was just a really eye-opening month. I think the other thing was finding out that I had the ADHD. It took a weight off me in terms of saying, you don't have to do everything the same way everyone else does. It's obviously not working for you. You're not staying consistent at doing these simple tasks. How do you work? What are you good at? What can you do and how can you make that work for your month? And that's what I did. I worked out I'm good at doing big batch photo sessions. I'm better at that than just trying to list 10 and then list my 10. That doesn't work for me. That's annoying for me to change like that. I'd rather sit there for hours doing the same thing in the same mode, in the same process. I'd rather sit there for one day of my month doing all my listing to last for that entire month. Holy moly. That sounds so much better for me than trying to list every single day and then not listing and then feeling like I've failed. No, I did that listing in one day and guess what? I felt so pumped up seeing that I had all those scheduled listings there, knowing that I didn't have to list for weeks. That was, oh my goodness, the feeling, that was like a real security blanket there for me. I didn't have to worry that something might come up, that somebody might get sick, that couldn't get to the warehouse when I was going to do. I want to make a video. Oh, but I've got to photograph and list. No, now I can make you guys a video. Like, how good is that? It's a win for all of us. So, anyway, that is my month. I have waffled on. Oh my goodness, I need a drink. Okay, guys, I'm going back. I'm in the middle of a stock take. It's really interesting. I can't wait to share that one in one of my next videos. See you guys. Thanks very much. Bye.